Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Relationship Flow. We are excited to be back, renewed and inspired to focus on the family flow and relationship focus. Yes, we had a wonderful Passover break. It was awesome, and we experienced it in a way that hopefully has given us renewal and revitalization in the important areas of relationship topics that we'll be discussing the following weeks. Thank God we were so busy that we haven't had time to do our bi-weekly posting, so please accept my apology for the delay in posts, but we are here now and we're going to make up for it. The good news is people are listening, people are resonating and connecting to our podcast, thank God. And someone wrote to us, the Sum It Up with the Sumners. They got in touch just now. I'm going to read out what they wrote. We are big fans of Relationship Flow. One of our favorite episodes of yours was a relationship struggle, a real flow together. So I went back to that episode, and just like this episode, it was missing the most important element, my soulmate, my beloved Masha Goldschmidt, aka at TeenyPop613. Check her out on Instagram. So we unfortunately on that episode and this one and during the break weren't able to record together, but I'm hoping at some point soon we're going to bring her back onto this important focus, because without her input it's sort of half the podcast, half the flow, even though thank God she is giving me feedback afterwards when it goes live, and she is obviously always involved in my life, and that United Souls experience of that we are one and everything we do is really together, not as a separate entity. That is the reality. So a real flow together. That relationship struggle episode did resonate with this wonderful couple, the Sumner family. We resonated with the episode so much. Based on what we heard throughout your episode, we feel that we're able to offer your community some value. This is what they continue to write. Being married for 16 years, we have expertise on fighting to maintain a thriving and healthy relationship. Exactly what it's about. So they have the Sumner's podcast, and they'd like to be guests on our podcast so that you guys can get to know them. So I'm going to send them back an email in a moment, and hopefully or in a minute, and they'll get the opportunity to come here. I have to figure out exactly technologically that it sounds the best quality, because I'm generally just doing this on my phone, but I can probably set it up through Zoom and record it, etc. It's not such a hard technological obstacle nowadays, and we'll be able to get that maybe even a YouTube level as well, because we'll do video file if we're doing it on Zoom, but maybe not. Maybe we'll just keep it to the visual, the audio, and the visual focus will have to come another time. Even though, once again, I remind you, we do have the Relationship Flow podcast blog, which gives a visual aspect, because we do have videos from our other classes and other projects going on. UnityInspiresProjects, thank God, is growing. And this kind of feedback that we got from the Sumner family, the Sum It Up Sumners, just makes me very happy that, thank God, we are impacting real people out there who are on the same kind of mission. And there was another person who reached out, House of Hearts, the Darrell Daniel Hart. So they have also a YouTube and Instagram flow. We're going to check it out. Myself, my wife and I, we're very big fans of these kind of YouTubers. Cara and Nate, for example. Now that we expect Cara and Nate to collaborate with us, because they're already in the millions already. But for us, people still at the thousands level of followers and things like that, it's definitely important for us all to collaborate. And in the right time, we'll hopefully join some of those bigger scale platforms and people, personalities and YouTubers. So right now, here we are. So we're here after Pesach, Sefirah for us Jewish souls, and for the rest of the world it's the spring days as well as the Jewish world. We are in the spring days, and remember, humanity finds that common thread of appreciating the importance of time. So in our world, we count these next 7 weeks, 49 days, from Seder night, from Pesach, the first night of Pesach, Passover, and we go all the way up to Shavuot, which we are expecting the Kabbalah Torah, the receiving of the Torah. What this has to do with the Relationship Flow podcast, and we'll discuss it more in Muna is our future podcast. You check it out there, and the Unity Flow podcast, where we're going to hopefully repost some of these important weekly classes we've had David Emmanuel Sadia, one of our good friends from the team of Nissim Black. And that reminds me, by the way, that we should all give a big mazel tov congrats to Nissim Black and his wonderful team, which I'm also a part of, that they were able to make a deal with HBO and a comedy about Nissim's awesome, unbelievable life journey. And once again, he definitely fits the relationship flow focus, because I'm close with his family, and we know how important Shalom Bayis, peace in the home, is over by him. In fact, his favorite book is the book of the rabbi I work for right here, Rav Shalom Arush, is The Garden of Peace. And I know the Hart family, they have that as a link on their link tree thing or whatever it is. Let me just double check on the Instagram. Yeah, it's over there. I saw it, or the YouTube. They definitely gave a link to The Garden of Peace, because it's an important, crucial book, which with hopefully in the right time it will be updated. But as it is, it's already stands on its own 2 feet and has helped thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people's souls maintain peace in their home. And that's something which, which if we're talking about relationship struggle, today would be the right time to really go into that, because the relationship struggle extended or continued is on this Sefirah, this divine emanation. This week, the second week that we're counting already since Pesach, is the week of Baal Milchomas, of struggle. We spoke about it in our Amun as a Future podcast again, and you can get more spiritual details over there. But for the relationship side, the idea that we're constantly in struggle, the Baal Milchomas, the master of war, there's always constant conflict in the home, in the delicacy, how we speak, even the sounds we make, the energy we bring. It's a very sensitive reality. If you understand that it's the Holy of Holies, every person's relationship, and being that this week is Shabbat Kedoshim, it's a special parsha in the Torah all about holiness, especially in the home. So there's a very delicate and real flow going on, like almost a scientific, deep, intense experience, but beyond science as well. I remember Shine always used to quote, like how Judaism or spirituality has a science to it, which basically breaks down the truth of creation and gives you the true insight, like we were talking about in our United Souls book, with the extracts that I'm putting out on Substack. I'll put the link below. Over there, we're constantly bringing out the idea of, and by the way, I put the other podcast links there. I will be on that Substack as well as our Relationship Flow podcast blog, so you can check out all the links constantly. We're always keeping everything interconnected, intertwined, giving that opportunity online to, thank God, to collaborate beyond our platform. And hopefully, like, once again, we'll have these guests, Sumner family and other guests like the Hart family. At some point we'll be in touch with them more directly. And another good news is that I'm also working with Shaul Blinkoff. Saul Blinkoff is a wonderful, inspirational personality that has worked with such amazing companies like Disney and DreamWorks, and in terms of their content and high level professionalism, he is an animator as well as a director. And I'm now excited to say that his wonderful partner and also soulmate reached out last night for LA, and amazing. They're making a dedication for Noah Adin ben Shevach for the first Yahrzeit. I'll tell the story here because it's all about that flow of connection that Nissim Black and Shaul Blinkoff and all these wonderful people online are bringing us through their inspirational journeys. I was on tour with Nissim Black in LA many years ago, I think around 2017, and it was Hanukkah time, midwinter. So we were in LA, obviously beautiful day, and we head over to High Lifeline, who the Mrs. Blinkoff is the I think the head, or was the head, or continues to be the head. I'm sure she's involved with amazing organizations and continues to be. So she was the one who we were hosted by there, and we did a little concert for the High Lifeline community in LA, and it was just amazing, the energy of seeing the kids sing along with Nissim. And obviously I took out my camera, being I was the manager in those days and still right now booking agent of Nissim, and you can book him anytime. Happy to also now announce I'm booking with Shaul Blinkoff. We're just working out the official details, but it should be good. And obviously, everything I do is, with love and win-win focus. So we were there in LA and doing the little concert with the Chai Lifeline kids, very special cause. And the kids were singing along to Hashem Melech and all the beautiful songs from Nissim. And I videoed it. Now, I often, in those days, I used to, it was different. I used to download them onto my computer. The phones weren't as advanced, or at least the phone I had, and weren't able to just upload it to YouTube straight away. Like it was so fast now with the 4G, 5G, everything development. So 2017, even though it's not that long ago, but I used to download it to my PC. I had with me this big heavy PC from back in the day, and I bring it on tour with me, even schlepping it around. And I uploaded it to YouTube and didn't think much of it other than, that was just another great moment on a tour with Nissim Black. Anyway, so we're talking about a year ago. Miss Blinkoff reached out about Nissim and other things, and she was wondering if we had any footage of that experience, that concert, because the person we're dedicating to, Noah Adin, he is from the Arnold family, Noah Arnold. So he, unfortunately, 16-year-old boy died. That was a year ago from complications of seizures and things, bronchodynamics. So we dedicated a song last year to him with Nissim, and one of the reasons why it connects up is because I had videoed him singing along with Nissim all those years ago, and that was a very special moment, and they'd never seen the video, and I hadn't posted it or anything. It was just sitting in my YouTube storage, and I found it very easily, and there it was. Made it public and forwarded it onto the family. Apparently it made a big effect because they got to see their beloved son dancing with Nissim and, alive, well, with energy and with the person he looked up to, Nissim Black, and it was amazing. So we're dedicating this whole energy and flow, but this is part of what I'm trying to say, that in the home there's a very delicate flow going on consistently, and it gives you opportunity to really work on yourself. And when you're having such intense challenges that people go through, like we should never know what the Arnold family went through, like with their son, and other families who work with High Lifeline, other causes like this, we should never know, the difficulty and the tragedies and the obstacles to life, even just a basic life. And everyone in the last few years has not, as we mentioned in that relationship struggle episode that was called out, thankfully and appreciated by the Sumner family, that struggles are real, and it's been a struggle the last few years for everybody, like in a real way. And it's just so nice now that even though there's still tragedies, but we can turn them around, at least on some level, and celebrate people's lives, celebrate with songs, celebrate with joy, the energy and inspiration that people like Shel Blinkoff and Nissim Black and all the other people out there can bring. And for me, it's a very important part of my process to bring that kind of energy and that positivity and that inspiration, so that when we're struggling, like in a real level, like in your home, and you're going through those difficult moments, like Seder night, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and we're going to sit down with the family, and I'm sure the general world can relate. I'm sure with Thanksgiving, say in America, or any time a family get together, there's always going to be that extra level tension. And one of the reasons is, and people don't realize this, they think it's just like a family problem that exists, that why should I deal with my family, why should I have to spend quality time with them so much, because there's always so much tension. I'd rather the initial reaction is just like, get me out of this situation so I don't have to go through all these difficult dynamics, or remove one of the people from the family who are making the dynamics difficult. That's the initial reaction, which is understandable, but it's honestly not really. I'm sorry about the sound, we're just next to the school here, so they have some singing going on every song. Anyway, so Holy Jerusalem, thank God. Outside the window you can hear the tram as well on the way to the old city. It's amazing how close we are to such an amazing center sitting here right now. I have to remind myself. So just to get back to the point, that when we're in this flow of connection with family, and there's all this tension and obstacle and difficulty and dynamics, so suddenly we have a ability, if we're able to really remind ourselves that the relationship is what it's about, our focus is on the love, the connection, and most importantly on the soul level, something that Rabbi Shais Taub is talking about a lot in his parenting classes, is learning how to look at the soul level, what I've written about in my United Souls book, to develop an understanding that the children and the wife and or your husband, whichever way around it is, and your friends, your family, whichever sphere of influence you have around you, they're all souls. And once again, this whole energy of the comfort for Noah Adin's family is that he's a soul, and that soul continues to live on past this world and continues to be with us on a united level, on a unification level. We're all connected, and the soul still influence us, just like I was able to find that important video and update from back then that gave us ability to see how his energy and life continues on in this world and beyond, obviously. So once again, we are all ma'aminim, we're all believers that the soul level is eternal, and that's something which is a huge comfort during the corona situation. For example, my family have not seen their grandparents for 2.5 years in person in the Holy Land, and it's very sad. They were sent back the first time they tried to come, and now hopefully, please God, next week they'll actually be here, and it's a very big level of excitement. And that reminds me, after this podcast, I'm going to have to just get their flight details, make sure everything's smooth for them getting in the country, because there are still some remaining, even though they're much less, rules, and thank God no more masks here inside, etc., but it's still a challenge to connect with people in person and to re-establish those relationships, and to also deal with the after effects of what we went through the last few years, and to realize that it's going to come out in those Seder night moments, or coming up to Shavuot when we're going to be in Yom Tov again for the Jewish people, or the world, whenever it has its get-togethers. Like, I suppose America will be July the 4th will be the next big one, or you guys, you tell me where you're listening from. What are those moments where you have the relationship struggle most intensified, where you're getting together? We realize those moments are the biggest moments of the year. These are the climax of all the work, all the effort, all the inner work. And that's why in the Jewish world we have the 49 days to build up to the Shavuot, to now work on that relationship, to work on ourselves, to work on our midot. So this week is Gevurah, is judgment, is strength, is learning how to restrain yourself. And as Stephen Covey so wisely put in his 7 habits of truly or highly effective people, and I always add in the truly effective, or the 10 habits. I've got my own version which I've talked about here, I'm sure. The idea of how do we connect in to happiness, how do we become a happy person? So he holds it's all about self-restraint, it's all about self-control. Self-control is the key to happiness, and to realize that is the truth with family dynamics and family situations, and so too with with business. Thank God we've been working with Nissim for many years, always trying to develop the relationship in a positive way, and being happy for him as he gets more successful, being happy with the people around that I've worked with for many years, and also other friends who I'm not working with yet. But I'm that kind of optimistic guy that I believe that the Unity bookings that I've been building can grow and grow. And that's the same with my relationship with my wife, to be patient in the process of her finding her purpose in the world, in terms of her special path of success, even though she's been successful in many ways as a mother and a wife and as an exercise teacher, and now she's qualified as a volunteer for Magen David Adom ambulances, and she's also always achieving in so many different levels in encouragement with me and all the other projects that she's involved with. It would just be amazing to see her light, her special light, in that you saw a glimpse of when she went a little public in the Instagram level, and over here a little bit. It'll be amazing to see that fully blossom, and it's all about the process and going on this journey together, and all these wonderful people reaching out to want to collaborate. This is what it's all about, because the flow grows as we realize more and more the bigger picture that we're involved with. It gives clarity to the harder moments. It gives clarity to those family moments where we're sitting together and we remind ourselves the bigger picture, that we're souls and that we're on a journey together, and everyone has a unique mission. Everyone in our home has a unique purpose, even in the challenges they bring and the dynamics that go on at home, and the difficulties that we're going through as a family. And I'm sure that's for every family. It's amazing, because really it's how we grow, and it's how we become better people, and more in tune with what we're here for. So this is a long relationship flow rant, or I'd rather call it a flow than a rant. So I apologize for the time it's taken, but there was a lot to get out, especially with the dedication to these special souls, specifically this Noah Adin. And we have him in mind that his soul should just go higher and higher, and the family should only have comfort. We should remind ourselves that we are all souls, so we're really intrinsically always connected to all the people that have entered our life in this world and the next, and to realize that we have ability to influence, our family in a positive way, in a good way, and to give us that bigger mindset that we got hopefully during Pesach and hopefully again in Shavuot, and as we're working on the minutiae of life in the daily grinds and struggles that we're going through, to remind ourselves again and again, especially when we're in that family moment, to tune in to the love, to tune in to the soul, the Nekudas Tovos, the good points, to tune in to the place of holiness that exists within all of us, this soul level that has eternity, that has all the strengths, all the abilities to overcome everything, and to remind ourselves and empower that side of ourselves. And that's really what hopefully everything we're doing, the music that we're putting out, the work that we're working on a daily level, the relationship conversations, it's all about bringing out more and more this soul level so that our life can become a soulful experience that brings us true fulfillment, true joy, and we'll hopefully celebrate that together soon. Amen. Thank you for tuning in. Relationship Flow, keep sharing more and more relationship feedback. We appreciate it, and we're looking forward to do future episodes with some hopefully guest experiences. Tune into the links below, and I can't wait to share your relationship flow together very soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and a good Shabbat for those who know.